If you've held a job for longer than a year, you've likely participated in a performance review. Most companies will hold an annual performance review with their employees to discuss areas where you've excelled and areas where you need improvement. Additionally, these can come with raises, promotions, probation, and in worst case scenarios, even terminations. This performance review can get a bad reputation in the eyes of many employees. Most employees dislike the reviews and as a result, fail to use them to their advantage. So how can we make the most of our performance reviews and start to use them to our own benefit? First, we have to understand the logic behind having performance reviews in the first place. As the name implies, the primary objective is for your leadership to review your performance for the past year and to provide feedback as it relates to expectations and future goals. Most employees tend to view this as an interrogation or a situation where they are defending their work, but the reality is that performance reviews are supposed to be beneficial for the employer and the employee. Some employers even give employees a chance to provide a self-evaluation and establish future goals and timelines to help with career growth. This isn't always the case, but you can still push the review in this direction regardless of their intentions. So how can we use these to our advantage? Performance reviews will revolve around expectations, goals, issues, and concerns. Typically, people have a negative outlook on these items. Many feel attacked or they feel pressure from the expectations and goals that are put in place. The truth is that we struggle with these because we have a negative mindset. Constructive criticism is a good thing. Goals and expectations allow you to have clear visions of where you are and where you need to get to. Rather than getting caught up in fear or frustration, we need to shift our mindset to view these discussions as positive and understand they present us with future opportunities. Here are 5 tips to use during performance reviews. Number 1, be honest when assessing yourself. Your employer already knows you're not perfect, so don't go into a performance review pretending that you are. If you have areas where you struggle, be honest about those areas. This actually can help you out rather than hurt you. If you give yourself an outstanding rating on your performance, there's nowhere to go but down. If on a scale of 1 to 5 you are a 5, then either you'll just maintain or you'll drop off. Additionally, if you have areas that you struggle with, then you have a clear direction on what goals to set for yourself. Lastly, being honest allows you to take criticism without being offended. For your leadership to identify areas of improvement, they will have to highlight where you struggle. They aren't trying to bring you down or give you a hard time, but rather show you areas where you can get better and improve. Number 2, identify expectations. Expectations are an amazing thing for an employee to have. While they can bring a level of pressure, they also give you a very clear and defined roadmap of what to do. Many employees in the workforce struggle with obscurity. When things aren't clear or you aren't sure what should be done, we tend to shut down or do nothing. Expectations are a company's way of saying, this is what we want from you. As we ask questions and follow-up questions about their expectations, we are narrowing down and gaining specifics on what they want from us. This practice has 2 major benefits. 1, it helps us identify what we should be doing, but then 2, it gives us ground to stand on during next year's performance review. If you are able to narrow down expectations to 5 things your boss wants from you, and you accomplish all 5, then next year's performance review is just a celebration of a job well done. If there are raise implications, then you've just positioned yourself well because you've accomplished exactly what they identified as your goals. Number 3, establish your own goals. Similar to the expectations, we should set our own goals. Have goals in mind prior to the performance review that you can bring up during the discussion. Goals are important to have in general, but also are a good look to your leadership. If you go into a performance review and you have some goals in mind for the upcoming year, your leadership will likely be impressed. Most people will go in unprepared or will have poorly thought out goals. Having clearly defined goals and goals that are relevant to your success will give you a leg up in your workplace. It's also a good idea to ask your leader about goals, specifically about other areas you're interested in. This will show them that you're looking for advancement. And again, you will gain more bargaining chips in the future if you can accomplish these goals. Number 4, ask a lot of questions. Clarity is the key to success in performance reviews. Whether it's understanding what's being said, knowing expectations, or having a mutual agreement, we will greatly benefit from gaining clarity. One of the easiest ways to leave a performance review feeling prepared and ready to tackle the year is to ask a lot of questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and even follow-up questions. It should be your goal to understand what your leadership is trying to tell you. A lot of times there may be situations that they aren't comfortable discussing, or maybe behind the scenes, things they don't want to discuss. As a result of this hesitancy, these performance reviews can be difficult to understand. It won't always be clear what your leader expects from you, what frustrations they have, and what you need to do about them. If you have any areas where you are unsure of what to do or what you've done wrong, then ask questions. And continue to ask questions until you've got a good idea of what is going on. All the strategies in the world won't help us if we don't know what we're supposed to do. And then number 5, document everything. Performance reviews are annual, and because of this, it can be easy to forget what was said in the previous review. Make sure that you are documenting everything that is discussed. Write down any issues discussed, goals, expectations, and any other topics that your leadership discusses. This isn't an attempt to catch them in future lives, but to help remember and identify throughout the year whether you're on target or not to reach your goals. Additionally, writing them down can help hold leadership accountable in the future. If you change a process and it doesn't pan out, you'll want to know if that was a directive from your leadership or a personal choice. Many leaders are not out to get their employees, but it can be difficult for them to remember every review for every employee they have. Being able to refresh their memory and stay on target can be a major benefit to you and even to your leader. Performance reviews shouldn't be a point of frustration for you. Make sure that you use these 5 tips in your next performance review and take advantage of all the opportunities that they present, both today and in the future. Don't get caught in the trap of negative thinking. Be positive and approach every performance evaluation as if it's an opportunity to improve your future. If you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified of any of our upcoming videos. We'll see you guys next time.